Hello guys, welcome back. Nice to have you with us. We're looking at a race meeting, of course, Sunday at Hollywood Bets Gravel in Durban. It's their last meeting into the Hollywood Bets Durban July. There's a lot more about the Durban July. If you have a look at our social media content, in particular reference to our Twitter account at Waiter to Win, or we're on YouTube, there's the WhatsApp number. Make sure you join that WhatsApp group because some information gets sent out there as well, you know, when it's last minute stuff, all that sort of thing. So send your name and number and we'll add you to that too, with exciting news being announced in the course of the week as well. All right, now tell me, Mr. Marie, let's talk about this race card. With a week to go, you've obviously looked at the July as an early selection. I know we're going to have our panel discussion in the course of the week, but
for me, it's all about...
I'll be talking to Joe Soma, by the way, on Monday. I've got a show with him. I want to ask him what he like. There are a few people I want to talk to. What's your, at this stage, so any early reference, or we want to wait a bit?
Nothing out of the box slide. Obviously, See It Again, Winchester Mansion, Pakaya.
But you've been talking about Winchester Mansion for a while to me now.
Yeah. Leaning towards See It Again, actually.
Are you now? Yeah. Okay. I'll ask Darren in a minute. Let's talk about the first. What do you like?
Steering job for Craig Zaki.
Is it?
Platina Princess. You know, Clyde, prior to her latest run, Craig Zaki had obviously ridden White. Who beat her last time out? White Pearl. And from what I heard, he was very bullish with Platina Princess's chances against White Pearl. I mean, the money came in buckets for her. In my mind, she ran well up below average. She needed that. I actually think there's going to be a few fillies in that race that are going to end up well above average. So, yeah, for me, as long as she's not outpaced on the poly track, I expect her to win.
Okay. All right, Mr. Burrows, so this horse is 7 or 10. Just before the first, I want to get your early selection for the July. I know we've still got a week to go and you may change your mind. But Daryl being now See It Again, Winchester Mansion, where are you?
Well, Clyde, I actually fancied See It Again when he was 66 to 1 still, and then into 16 to 1. There's no real value right now, but he is going to remain my first choice. I'm not concerned about the weight of 56.5. He's unbeaten beyond a mile, and I think he's going to get stronger and stronger. Winchester Mansion is the horse that I've got healthy respect for. Let's touch on race 1. Now, I thought that was a cracking effort from Platina Princess last time. She had no right to start 9 to 10. I thought it was a very competitive race, and she ran a good race. This type of company, surely she's going to prove too strong. Her only small danger could be Giver's Grace, but Platina Princess, I'll be disappointed if she doesn't open the meeting.
Okay, so both of you guys are on Platina. Let's go Banker 7 in the first leg, by 4, 5, 6, 7, second leg of the bipot, by 1 and 5, by 1 and 3, by Banker 7, by 1 and 4. So that's Daryl Marie's recommended bipot for the Hollywood Bets Gravel Sunday race meeting. All right, we're on to race number 2. I left out the Camargue stud in the first. I beg your pardon, mentioned them. It's the Breeders' Day. The KwaZulu-Natal honour their breeders. This is Clifton stud now, and it's a juvenile plate over 1,200 metres. From a market perspective, let me just give you an idea. I haven't got it up in front of me, so let me go straight to Darren Burrows. I'll get it up in a minute, unless you have Mr. Burrows as to how they're betting in the second.
A couple of runners I thought had chances here, Clyde. I haven't got the betting in front of me. But Captain's Christie, now I still believe this filly's a 1,000-metre horse because over the 12, she shows pace. She doesn't quite round her races off. But in saying that, this is the poly short run-in. She could get away with it. She comes out of a grade 1 last time out where she wasn't too disgraced. Strawberry Stinger, the 14 obviously caught him out last time out and he had excuses. He could bounce back. And then Mount Pilates was a good debut winner, beating Hawk Bill, who came out to win. So 5, 6, and 7 to fight it out, followed by number 1.
But that's exactly how they are betting, because we've got that up now. Well, they bet 5 to 2 joint favourites, 5 and 6. Mount Pilates and the horse Captain's Christie. And the 7 Strawberry Stingers, 7 to 2 third choice. But they're pretty much dominating race 2.
Yeah, I'll give chances to one other, Clyde. Number 4, Vibe SA.
Okay.
We actually heard a little bit of a whisper for him on debut. I think ran below expectations, but he's open to a lot of improvement. Mount Pilatus, gutsy win, beating Hawkbill. Obviously, that form line was frank, but he started 25 to 1 on debut. I'm always wary when I see horse go off at big odds. I think that they surprised the connections, but Clyde, he could have come on in leaps and bounds since that. Captain's Christie, I mean, grade 1 Alan Robertson, the Strelitzia. That form line in the Strelitzia is very good. Bomber Girl, I think, finished 10 lengths behind her, came out in 1. Secret Identities 1-2 from there. And then Strawberry Singer, I think if he pushes forward, we'll see a much improved run. So for me, I'm not going to separate numbers 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay. All right. It'll be interesting to see how Mount Pilatus does. It did beat Hawkbill, who was like the 5 to 10 favourite, I think, on that occasion when Mount Pilatus won. Let's have a look at what the suggested bets are. Race number 2 is a place accumulator, and we've got that worked out for you. We'll be going 4, 5, 6, and 7. Daryl's got 1 and 5 in the second leg, by 1 and 3 in the third leg. Then he's bankering 7 just now, halfway through. Then 1 and 4, then banker 6, and the last leg 2, 4, and 6. Third, the Blue Sky Thoroughbreds KwaZulu-Natal Breeders 1200 metres in race number 3. The betting here, number 6 Bold Act for Mike de Kock is 9 to 2. Mark Dixon's got Get in the Queue at 5 to 1. And Louis Gerson's got Acacia's Blossom trading at 11 to 2, as well as Michael Roberts' Russian Doll is at 11 to 2. Then it's after that you can get 6s or 7s and better about the others, Daryl. So it does appear to be quite an open race. Almost 5 to 1 the whole field.
Yeah, very open. Gone with 2 that don't really feature on the top of the betting boards, Clyde. Numbers 1 and 5. Acacia's Blossom. Now, this filly is obviously a polytrack specialist. She loves a course and distance. Back on the poly, I think she'll go extremely well. Orca Typhoon. She's only had 1 run on the poly to date. It was actually a maiden effort. Her debut effort, Clyde. She ran second. I like the fact that she's coming back in trip and they're putting a set of blinkers on her. I do see some pace in the race with Midnight Gem, Get in the Queue, Auntie Lizzie.
Yeah.
If there's one that's going to be closing in hand over fist in the latter stages, she could be the one. But the race doesn't stop over there. Obviously, it's wide open.
Well, the Smith and Wesson, because you like that a lot of the time, Smith. That form line's been very good in terms of winners anyway. Direct with Thunderstone, Trumpy. They came out and won from there. So that means Bold Act is one of the horses that hasn't run yet from that form line. And based on that, may well be the right horse in the race. But it is a favourite. What do you make of its open, though, from a market perspective, Mr. Burrows?
Clyde, I like this filly Acacia's Blossom quite a lot. Now, course and distance, 4 runs, 3 wins. So she loves course and distance. She ran in the Guineas. She tried the mile too far. Last time I took on the Colts, I thought that was a good effort against a strong company. And I think she's the horse to beat from a 1 draw. Now, I've got healthy respect for Bold Act. She's not consistent. That is the concern. But on her day, she's very capable of winning this race. So 1 to beat 6. I've thrown in Hawker Typhoon with the blinkers fitted. I think this track and trip's going to suit her. I excluded Get in the Queue because I don't think she'll see out the 1200. I could be wrong, but she shows blistering speed over 1,000 meters, doesn't quite see it out. So 1, 6, and 5.
Okay, we have now been advised that there is a carryover of 500,000 Rand to this pick 6. So this pool is likely to reach around 3 million Rand. It's worth investing in. Darren's recommending 1, 5, and 6, by 1, 3, and 9, by field, by 1 and 4, by 6 and 9, by 2, 3, 4, 6, and 9. Is the cop that you like running later, is it in that pick 6 of Darren's pick 6? Number 7. I think it's number 7. So I think it's in. Darren, you haven't got the cop in, eh?
I've got it in the field.
Is that where it applies, field? Okay, good. All right, as long as you cover that, because I know Daryl likes a bit of that. All right, well, there's the pick 6. It's hopefully going to reach 3 million Rand because of the carryover. Let's get on to our next event on the card, which is race number 4. It's the Ford Stud KwaZulu-Natal Breeders over the 1,200 metres. And the market has got African Skyline number 1 at 22 to 10. 3-coin spinner, 7-2. And 9, Beechamwood Boy is 9-2 on the Friday. Those are the top 3, Daryl, in the market.
Yeah, interesting race, Clyde. This was African Skyline. Now, I liked him in his penultimate starts.
Yes.
He went down a short head to Gladiatorian.
Yeah.
Last time out, he ran second to Silvano's Dasher.
Half a
That
length.
was over 1,400. He moved up a winner. It looked like he was going to go on with it. But Silvano's Dasher is a top-class 7 furlong horse. Course and distance, have a look at his form. I mean, unbeaten, loves the poly track. Pace should be on.
Unbeaten course and distance, huh?
Well, only 1 from 1. But what the question mark is over here is how far is he going to be behind turning for home from the 1 draw? Because he likes to be given a chance, get some cover. He'll be rattling home. Coin Spinner on his day, very, very good. He's been slightly below par recently, but he's had several excuses as well, Clyde. Have a look at the best weighted column. He's joint best weighted. How many runs has he had to date? He's had 13 career starts to date. Never been on the poly track.
Yeah.
Let's see how he goes.
All right.
We know he's capable, Clyde. He's coming back to good form. Held on the Gladiatorian run by African Skyline, but I'm not discounting his chances just yet.
Okay. Well, African Skyline, one thing about African Skyline, it does thoroughly enjoy 1,200 meters, Darren.
Yes, definitely. You know, he's probably one of the most consistent horses in training. I mean, that's second to Silvano's Dasher. Silvano's Dasher is one of the better horses around over 1,400 meters, and he matched him all the way to the line. That's second to Gladiatorian, where he was beaten a short head. He had Coin Spinner 4 lengths behind him, and Coin Spinner's now 3.5 kilos better off at the weights. And Coin Spinner was having, his second or third run after a rest. So 1 and 3 to fight it out. I did include Beechamwood Boy because this horse just keeps on improving. I know he's got a deep draw, but African Skyline worth a small bet.
Okay, guys, here's a look at Darren's jackpot then. 139 by field, by 1 and 4, by 6 and 9. Okay, let's get into the action over here and have a look at our next event. A reminder about the social media. There is on your screen at Waits to Win Twitter or the WhatsApp number, whatever suits you guys and or that you would prefer. The Cops top of the boards. Number 7 on the card is 5-2 to win this particular event, race 5, which is the Declaration of Peace, KwaZulu-Natal Breeders. That's the name of the race. And Daryl, your first choice is the Cop.
One of the better bets on the weekend for me, Clive.
Is that so? Okay.
Yes.
Richard Free on it.
You know, this horse won this race, if I'm not mistaken, last year.
Okay.
He's only had one go on the potty track before.
Right.
It was over this course in distance.
Okay.
He won.
You beat that
I
horse.
like the fact that it's a small field. He likes to be given a chance early. Richard, I'm hoping stays off the fence, gets rolling early. Just looks like he's been teed up for this race. He's had the perfect preparation, and I'm sure Sean has always had this race in mind. So for me, the Cop to come home lonely.
Okay.
I don't know about lonely.
Okay.
But,
well, it's
the Cop's the one
interesting.
to beat.
It's his third run after the rest. You know, that last start behind Suzanne took quite a long time to get going, but he may still have needed the
Tell
run.
me something.
And he checked.
Yeah, second run after arrest.
Yeah.
Who rode him that day?
Donald.
Donald.
So you got Richard on. Yeah.
Jockey up.
Jockey up, as James Goodman would say. Yeah, okay. Well, the Cop. But Darren, you've gone field. You don't like the race. I know from your perms. You obviously find it open or make it open.
Well, I do like the Cop. He is my first choice. Now, he won the race last year. That's his only run on the potty. And he's had 2 comeback runs, so he should strip fit. Everything in his favour. But I thought there are dangers. African Dusk. This horse is crying out for the ground. He goes the 19 for the first time. Handy galloping weight, 1 draw. I can see him featuring strongly here. Cape Town Beauty's an interesting runner. Last time out at the weights completely. 4 lengths off none other in the Oaks. I thought that was a good effort. The distance, the poly, not going to be a concern with 53.5 kilos. So my leading lights are numbers 7, 1, and 3. But being a small field and my perm wasn't big, I chose to go all 8 runners.
Okay. Understandable. So we can, there are multiple ways of playing it. Daryl, though, is bankering the 7 by 1 and 4, then banker 6 and field at the back. The Cop on the Friday was trading at around 5 to 2. This is the Bloomhill Stud. It's KwaZulu-Natal Breeders' Mile, and in this event, Prince of Taranto. I think they're betting 2-horse race according to the market. Prince of Taranto and Strawberry Bear. Well, I think they're 16 to 10 the pair, the two of them. Those are the two, Daryl. From a market perspective, you happy with that?
Yes, I think
Those
the race
two.
stops over there.
Okay.
Have a look at the best weight column, Clyde. You'll see that Strawberry Bear is a 103 and the next best is a net 99. Take note, he didn't earn his race, his current rating over a mile. So there is a question mark. And they've always said this horse is a sprinter. But he's such a lovely sort. If he gets to the front, which I'm sure he will, and he settles in front, I could see him fending off the opposition because he's classy.
Yeah.
So,
He's done nothing wrong.
Prince of Taranto needed his last start. He actually won this race last year with a lot of ease. He hasn't gone a mile too often in his career, only 4 times for a win and a second. If he can just slot in second behind Strawberry Bear, I see the two of them fighting it out. Once again, I think Prince of Taranto has been prepped with this race in mind. And he gets the mile, so slight preference for him over a Strawberry Bear.
Yeah, and I see the form has worked out slightly better for Prince of Taranto, to the extent that the third horse, the guy that ran behind Prince of Taranto, was called Beechenwood Boy, came out and won. Mr. Burrows, what do you make of it?
Absolute 2-horse race. Prince of Taranto is my first choice because he won this race last year. His comeback run was good behind Proud Master. And if building on that effort from a 1 draw, he's going to rate hard to beat. But I can tell you, Strawberry Bear is a solid performer. He's an up-and-coming 3-year-old. I'm just not sure if he'll see out a mile. That's my question mark. He's very good over 12 and 1400 meters. If he sees out the mile, he could well win. But that is my slight doubt. So 1 and 4, it looks an absolute 2-horse race.
Okay, so both guys in agreement. It's a match race, 1 and 4, and there's the recommended exacta boxed. Okay, let's move on, and this is a cracking race. This is really a top-class lineup for me, this KwaZulu-Natal Breeders' Mile. And you've got horses in the market. MK's Pride is favourite at 5 to 2, number 6 on the Friday. 9 Noble City, 28 to 10. 3 Captain Casey, 9 to 2. 7 Willow's Wish, 8 to 1. 2 First Apache, 10 to 1. 8 Laguna Verdes, 10 to 1. Proud Master the 1, 12 to 1. 4 Battle Forces, 14s, and the 5 Willow Express, 16s. All with chances, in my opinion. A cracking lineup. Mr. Marie, your first choice?
Once again, I've gone a banker, Clyde. MK's Pride.
Are you going with him?
What price is he?
It's 5 to 2 at the moment. 5 to 2 right now.
Sure.
Big price.
Clyde, have a look at the best weighted column. Now, I know he might not be his current rating, but he is his current rating over a mile. Last seen in over a mile in the Horse Chestnuts, a grade 1. He ran an absolute cracker to Triple Fortune, right?
Yeah.
You know what Triple Fortune's gone on
with Porto
to do?
Mazzana behind them as well. Yeah.
It was a cracking effort. I know he got it easy up front, but I see him getting easy fractions up front again.
Okay.
Over a mile, over this course and distance. Take note, this is the only race on turf on the day. He ran beyond Al Mutana in the Gold Challenge. He ran 4th.
Yes.
Al Mutana is one of the best milers in the country. Of that, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
In that race was Jet Dark. So he confirmed his rating there. I think his later start of 1,000 meters was obviously a pipe opener for this race in mind. If he goes to the front, I see him winning because he is very capable on his day and he's slung in over here. Clyde, have a look at the ratings. He's 7.5 kilograms best in.
Yeah. Okay.
So
if you
the other
assume-
horses are going to have to run out of their skin,
Yeah.
and he's going to have to run below par.
Okay. So you're assuming that he's at his best, and the horse he
I'm
was
not
a
saying
few
he-
runs ago, etc. You know.
Over a mile,
Yes. This is him.
He's at his best, yes.
Okay. And how do you rate Noble City? Just as a
Up
matter
and
of interest.
coming youngster. Up and coming youngster. Probably could give him some cheek.
Okay.
But he could be biting off more than he can chew.
Sure. All right. Well, Daryl's put it into perspective that MK is the right one. Darren, for you?
Well, MK's Pride's got to be the right one, strictly on the weights, Clyde. I mean, his last run over a mile, grade 1 second to Trip of Fortune, he's not meeting that kind of field this time around. I was quite surprised to see him at 5-2. I thought he was a 12-10 shot. But I can tell you this horse, Noble City, is going to end up one of the better milers around in time to come. He's below the radar. I've said this about a couple of horses in the past that have ended up some of the best in the country. I can tell you Noble City's heading in that direction. He is top class. He's only receiving a kilo and a half from MK's Pride, so it's not going to be easy, but I wouldn't discount his chances. So 6 and 9 to fight it out.
Okay, it's interesting that those are the 2, 6 and 9. There are a couple in here for me. There are a few shrewdies in this race that if they step up, they may be right there. So just watch out. But the boys have summarized it. MK's Pride, Noble City should fight it out. All right, the 8th race, this is the last, and this particular event is named after Willow Magic. It's the KwaZulu-Natal Breeders' Mile. The last, Sean Terry's got the favourite in here to win the last race. This was Magical Flight. Daryl's top of the boards at 3-1. So
bar?
Interesting. Who's bar?
She's bar Willow Magic.
Correct. Sean also had that in
Yes.
training. So,
And she's best weighted.
so is that the one for you?
You know, she's a 5-year-old mare, Clyde. You're not going to be putting the rent money in her, but she's weighted to go very close over here. Yet to win on the poly track. So it's not going to be my top pick. Crazy Blues won this race last time out. She had a prep run last time. Going to strip fitter. Muzi won aboard her over the mile. So she's second best weighted. Hasn't seen the winner's enclosure since then. It's a year later. So
Right.
got my doubts about her. I mean, where are her confidence levels now? Hugs and high fives. Only having her 4th start to date. Unexposed over this distance. She's bar master of my fate. I think she'll love the step up. And the comment from the Hollywood Syndicate is they expect a big run. She's open to improvement.
Okay. So there are quite a few. Let's go to Mr. Burrows and see what your plan is here in the last.
Open race, Clyde. Petite Verdot since been stepped up to a mile, a 2nd and a 1st. She had no right to win last time out. I thought she would turn for home too far back, and she got up to win. Her stable companion, Hugs and High Fives. She's got to be a runner. I know that they rate her, and she's stepping up to the right sort of trip. Well, we believe so, because her dam was actually a sprinter, but she is by master of my fate. So she might just enjoy the trip. Malcolm's Dream not out of it. Crazy Blues if bouncing back. Magical Flight with top weight. She's very capable. I made it a tricky race. I played the safe route.
Tricky race, safe route, 2, 4 and 6, exacta boxed is what Daryl recommends in the last race. And that's our wrap up from the Wait to Win team. Thank you for watching this weekend. To Ricky, Dylan, Rosh and the team that make it all happen. Thank you so much. We'll catch up in the course of the week.